Hi fam, welcome back to my channel. If you're a returning subscriber, I see you. Thank you for subscribing. If it's your first time here, please subscribe. Click on that subscribe button. Wait, first of all, of course, I know that you want to subscribe. You just look at a few videos and see whether or not you want to subscribe. If you are looking for content that will help you grow your walk with God, grow your faith, and help you live a life that will glorify God, help you live a purpose-driven life, but also that will help you choose the right spouse in God's will, then this channel is for you. Just click on that subscribe button to join the family. So I was once invited to speak on a particular platform on relationships. I don't remember what the topic exactly was, but I do remember one question that someone asked. The question was something like, so if you don't date, you don't go out on dates with men, you don't do dating, how would you know the person that you should get married to? How would you know the person that you should say yes to? I remember this question and decided, you know what, I'm going to shoot a video on this. I'm pretty sure that some of you are asking yourselves this same question. I see all my friends, I see all my colleagues, I see people around me going out on dates with men. And one of their reasons is, I want to get married soon, so I have to go out on dates to see who among these men will be the right person. You know, interestingly, many of these people that they date, they don't end up even marrying any of them. Or am I just the one seeing that? You know, for me, that's what I've observed. You know, it doesn't always work that way. So let's examine this whole dating thing, you know, and see what it is actually, and whether or not this is how you should go about choosing a life partner as a Christian. When you look at the question very well, you know, you would understand that dating then based on the premise that you have to look for who you want to get married to. And I don't believe in that philosophy. I don't believe that as a Christian, you should look for who you want to get married to. I kind of feel like this whole dating thing is making it look like it, but that is not how it's supposed to be. You know how much I always talk about how important it is for you to choose the life right partner, because it actually would have so much influence on whether or not your marriage would work. Not because the person that you marry is the only factor that you have to use to determine whether or not your marriage is going to be successful and, you know, happy, but because it actually really plays a huge role. I shot a whole video on that. You may want to check that out. But you see, one of the things that I believe in is that dating does not actually play the role that you want it to play, or you've been made to believe through movies and those stuff that it will help you play. Let me break it down. Let me take an example first of all. I love the story of Abraham, you know, where he sent his servant to go get a wife for Isaac, his son. Now, if we are to go by this dating thing, what Abraham's servant would have done when he got to that city, town, or wherever he went to, they are probably choosing 3 women and taking them to Isaac to say, you know what, I got 3 women. So you're going to go out on dates with them, and you're going to decide who among them you want to settle down with, or who among them you think is the right person for you. I think that's what dating is all about, right? So you see that dating is basically, okay, I'm going out today with Kweku, tomorrow I'll go out with this person. If I go out with Kweku and I don't think that he's the one I want to get married to, tomorrow I'll go out with Eric. But the question really is, what are you going to use to even determine whether Kweku is the right person? Because let's face the reality, guys. Most often than not, when we go on dates, we put up our best. We want to look our best. We want to wear our best smile. Ladies, when you are preparing to go out on a date, what do? Once a guy asks you out and you agree to go out with a person, you begin to think about what you wear. What am I going to wear? You want to look your best. You begin to think about how you are going to even walk, how you are going to talk to the person. And even for the guys, I'm sure they begin to think about, oh, which restaurant am I going to take her to? How am I going to welcome her? What is the right thing to do? Blah, 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 blah. Because you want to put up your best, you know, like your best attitude. You really want to make sure that you do everything the way that will be acceptable and the way that the person would like. So basically, dating in itself does not even allow you to know the person, like really get to know the person, because the person is going to do all he or she can for the time that you're going to be spending together to please you and make you happy. And by the way, this is one of the things that will make you fall in love. This is one of the reasons that some of you actually fall in love and you're like, I love him. I know he's not a Christian, but I love him, because you used the wrong method to want to get married. Because once your feelings, once your emotions come into play, then it becomes even difficult for you to make the right judgment. Hello? It becomes difficult for you to make the right judgment. You begin to look at things from the in-love feeling, and you don't see what you should see, or you see it and ignore it. Love is blind, they say. Right? And that is one of the reasons that I believe that some people get married and now they begin to see who the person is, because let's just even face the fact. Okay, even with the usual courtship, you may not get to know the person like fully. You still get to know the person when you guys get married, when you begin to live together. But this is also why I believe that it's important to use the right method of selection, to use the right method to choose, because that right method that we have as Christians to choose would already take away certain things. Do you understand? There are certain things that would already be taken out of the way, that will not even come into play at all. But when you go, you use dating, which is walking by side, by the way. I hope I'm not trying to be too spiritual, but it is walking by side. As I said, I don't believe that you have to look for a life partner. I hope I said that already, because I don't believe that you have to look for a life partner. There is a right way to actually choose a life partner. And if you've read my book, Understanding God's Will for My Life, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, you don't look for a life partner, which is what this whole dating concept actually, spreads. All right, and I also think that if you're going to be honest, many people don't go out on a date because they want to get married. Many people go out on dates because they want to date, because they want to go out with a guy. It makes you feel some way. It makes you feel like you are wanted. When you get to a particular age, when guys don't even come around you to ask you out, you are asking yourself, am I okay? Don't I look beautiful? Right? So many people don't go out on a date with the intention of wanting to get married. That's why when people date, they date when they don't even know what marriage is about. They date when they have no idea where the relationship is going. And some people actually even end up, doing things that they are not supposed to be doing. And then maybe when you get far, maybe when you've gone, you've gotten intimate with the person, it becomes very difficult for you to pull out and you're like, I have to marry this person. This shouldn't happen. This shouldn't happen. But the thing is, these are things that are happening because we are beginning to use methods that we shouldn't be using to select who you want to get married to. Also, ladies, there are guys you agree to go out on a date with who you know you shouldn't be going out on a date with. There are guys you decide to go on a date with because you want to go on a date with. You want to go and eat. You enjoy that whole idea of going out, sitting down at a restaurant, ordering for food, eating, talking, laughing, and then going back home or going back to your hostel and feel like a guy took me out today, and then you guys begin to talk, you guys begin to have conversations and all of that. Sometimes you really know that I shouldn't be dating this guy, I shouldn't be going out with this guy, this thing we are doing, we are not going anywhere. It's a relationship without purpose, and a relationship that doesn't have a clear purpose would most likely also not have the right boundaries, which is actually why dating can actually become a very dangerous game. And sometimes it also makes you get caught up in this whole dating cycle. So today you are with this person, then the relationship ends, and then tomorrow you are with another person, then the relationship ends, and then before you know it, you would have played with your feelings, you would have toyed with your feelings, you would have given your heart to different people, and probably even gotten involved in things that you shouldn't have gotten involved in the first place. And at the end of the day, one of the things I want you to understand is that those things will have an impact on the relationship that you are going to have in the future. Those things would have an impact on you when you get married, one way or the other. So at the end of the day, really, you want to make sure that you keep yourself. Yes, dating can be fun. It can be fun to feel like, people want you, okay? But you shouldn't, like, you should build yourself up in such a way that your worth, how you feel about yourself and what you think about yourself, does not depend on whether or not guys are chasing you. Of course guys are going to chase you even if you don't go out on dates. Guys are going to chase you, guys are going to show interest, but you have to set boundaries, and you have to decide how you want to go about choosing a life partner. This is actually very important, because today this dating thing has become rampant to the extent that there are some ladies who have gotten to that age where they want to get married, right? And they say, oh, I want God to lead me. But you want God to lead you. You want God to lead you, but you are going about on dates with different guys, and you are confusing yourself. So at the end of the day, after going out on dates, on Tuesday you went out on a date with Kofi. Friday you go out on a date with who? Albert. And then at the end of the day, when you get home, because see, spending time with someone can make you fall in love with the person. So at the end of the day, you go home and you are beginning to think, who should it be? Should it be this person? Should it be Albert, or it should be Kofi? But Kofi, this is where walking by sight now comes in. You begin to analyze. Maybe Kofi is more handsome. If I work with Kofi, I will feel very proud of myself. People will ask me, is that your husband, or is that your fiance or something? This is where walking by sight. So at the end of the day, you end up even complicating the situation for yourself, because you've already gotten entangled. Your feelings, your emotions have already gotten involved, and now you are confused. There are some ladies too, they begin to date guys out there. And then there's this particular brother, okay, who has proposed marriage to you. You're like, I'm not sure whether he's the one or not, but you let me be talking to other people, because those guys too, they are really cool. It's because you just want to be enjoying fried rice and pizza. Yes, you just want to be enjoying fried rice and pizza. So because you don't want to miss out on the fried rice and pizza that you can even buy for yourself and enjoy it in grand style while you are reading Understanding God's Will for My Life, by the way. So you don't want to miss out on the fried rice and pizza. You think you're actually just doing, don't worry, it's not a big deal. I'm just going to, we are just going to talk. But you are getting involved emotionally. You are confusing yourself. You see? So, Valentine is coming. February is just around the corner, and I know that, people have started making plans, people have started buying gifts, people have started talking about who they will go out on a date with. People are already looking forward to messages, they are going to receive from who and all of that. You don't need to feel bad. You don't need to begin to position yourself in such a way that people begin to ask you out because you want to go out on a date that day. See, learn how to enjoy your own company. Don't try to run ahead of yourself. Don't try to want to go with the trend, okay? I'm just putting, this out there as well to say that, don't try to go out on dates you shouldn't go to. In February, just because it's Valentine, let me just go and try it. Okay, don't do that. So this question, let's not lose focus. Let's not lose sight of the question that we are answering. If you don't go out on dates with different people, then how would you know the person? So on the basis of what I've already explained, considering the fact that dating is based on the premise that you have to look for a life partner, which I don't believe you should do, okay? I will shoot another video on that, so look forward to what you should do instead. Because if you are going to be honest, these things do not often even lead to marriage, because you would not be able to see who the person is truly. And mostly, let's be honest, you are really just going out on dates because you want to have fun. You mostly don't do it with the intention of getting married or with the intention of getting to know the person. So you end up going from one person to the other. So as much as possible, I do not recommend it. I actually don't recommend it. I don't recommend it. There's a right way for you to know who you should get married to as a Christian. Also, the reason that a lot of people want to resort to going out on dates to see who the person is because they don't know how to know who the person is. And that's why I wrote Understanding God's Will for My Life. It teaches you how to know the person, how to know the right person. Because walking by sight is not the way out. Walking by sight can actually really mislead you. And as Christians, we have a better way we can use to get to know who the person is. So I hope that with these few points of mine, I have been able to make you understand and not confuse you the more. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the comments. If you have anything, maybe a question that is not related to today's topic, but maybe a question that you would like for me to answer, feel free to drop it in the comments. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you haven't yet subscribed, please click on the subscribe button and don't forget to turn on post notifications. It's the bell right beside the subscribe button so that you can get to be notified anytime I post new videos. I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to share this as well if it blessed you. If you learned a thing or two, don't forget to share with someone so they can learn as well. I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye for now.